Yesterday, the Democrats finally let Joe Biden back out on the campaign trail, and we're betting they wish he was back at the beach house doing whatever he does there.
I know this sounds bizarre. It sounds like if I said this 5 years ago, you'd lock me up. We got to lock him up. Politically lock him up. Lock him out. That's what we have to do.
Poor Karine, forced to defend that one today.
He made very clear yesterday that he was referring to defeating Donald Trump. That is what he was talking about. He said politically lock him out. That is what he was referring to.
Join us now, a very handsome power panel of former members of Congress. It's a family reunion. Fox News contributor Jason Chaffetz of Utah, along with Trump surrogate Lee Zeldin of New York and Doug Collins of the great state of Georgia. Gentlemen, welcome to the show. Jason, to you first. I mean, again, this is Joe Biden and Democrats saying the quiet part out loud, actually saying what they've been doing for the last 2 years using lawfare, trying to put Donald Trump where? Behind bars.
Yeah, they literally tried to do that. And for Karine Jean-Pierre to come up and say it was clear, no, you just listen to the president in his own words. He said he wanted to lock him up. Politically lock him up. What's the difference, by the way? If you put him behind bars, if you actually lock him up, that's what they've been trying to do. That's what these lawsuits were all about. Joe Biden, I'm sorry, but the man has lost his way a long time ago. Kamala Harris lied to the American people by saying, I've never seen it. I mean, that's just not credible unto itself. But, Joe Biden in front of an audience of 25 people there, I think he said what he's really thinking. That's what they want to do.
Lee Zeldin, picking up on this and something that Caroline said, the media and the Democrat donkeys don't just hate President Trump. They hate pretty much everybody who threatens their power grab. And that's why would you have people in the media trying to prop up Kamala Harris and her ilk, a woman and a group of people who have inflicted so much pain and suffering on the vast majority of people in this nation? Why? Well, because, again, it keeps them in power and keeps them elite.
Amen. This is about power. And they feel threatened. They want to be able to control the federal agencies. They want to be able to get their regulations done. They want to appoint judges. They want to have as much power as possible to implement their vision for this country, which isn't to make our nation the best version of itself, but to make our country like some other country somewhere else. And they're feeling threatened because you have eroding blocks within their base. They used to be able to count on the Hispanic vote, the black vote, the Asian vote, the Jewish vote, and all of these different longtime Democratic voters are saying, we're done with the Democratic Party. It's not even like they're talking about putting the Democrat Party in timeout November 5th of 2024. There are a whole lot of voters who say, I've been voting for you guys my whole life, but you're turning me off. You're not serving me and my family. You're making my community less safe. You're making it harder to get by. You're making our border more open. You're eroding our values. My kids have a less quality education in the schools. I'm voting Trump. President Trump's candidacy in 2024 is threatening all of that.
So, Doug, call me old-fashioned. I don't know. There was this time in America where both parties, both candidates made their pitch to the American people on their ideas. And the best ideas, the best candidates won the race. But Democrats are embracing the authoritarian set of ideas that we don't have to beat them on ideas. We just throw them in jail, just imprison them. And the ideas be damned.
Yeah, I mean, it's just terrible. I mean, what you're looking at here, and look, I have no sympathy for the press secretary. She's been the mass distribution of falsehoods for the whole time she's been there. And having to defend this administration, who can blame her? Because that's all they have. When you get to a point where when your no policies work, when you start out being, and I'll go back to this, when they put her in place and put her in power, says she's going to be our candidate now, that she started off with this, I'm going to be sort of like the female Barack Obama. Oh, it's joy and happiness. And then all of a sudden she realized, I don't have anything to run on. And people actually began to call her on it. And now she's just gotten to where she's bitter and mad, and it's coming across. And the lies that they're being told about Donald Trump, to show today she's standing in front of that podium, standing behind that podium, talking about how he is like Hitler and he wants the military. And yet the very flip side of that is Donald Trump in my home state of Georgia at a church where he's talking to a large group of people, and a kid from outside who's going to vote for the first time said, I have a question for you, and he actually walks outside to go and talk to that person. That's the difference. They can't make up something that's not real. People believe their eyes, and they see Donald Trump, they see him serving fries at McDonald's, they see him out talking to people, and they see her screaming behind a podium.
All right, well, let's go around the horn. Jason, you go, because this was your idea.
Well, listen, I think you guys.
I mean, I'm trying to.
Thank you.
I'm doing him a solid here.
She's ceding
Who's
the floor.
laughing? Who's laughing? Good thing you're not in the studio with us.
As we might say, she's yielding me her time.
Yes,
everybody.
I am yielding him my time.
Listen, so you guys have all run races and very successful races. And when you've been on the campaign trail, you can pick up certain themes, things that happen that can lead you to believe one side's winning versus the other. Jason, what are you looking at right now on why you think Trump or Harris is winning?
Donald Trump is clearly winning. I think he'll win, I think, handily. I'm looking at Democratic Senate candidates in Wisconsin, Michigan, and Pennsylvania running ads tethering themselves to Donald Trump and not mentioning Kamala Harris. They're mentioning Donald Trump and his economic policies. They all want to win, and they smell that Donald Trump is the winner in their states. And those are the key swing states.
And Lee Zeldin, you came within a gnat's nose of winning in an azure blue state. What are you watching? Tell us something we don't know.
Look at the early voting numbers coming in the 7 battleground states. President Trump is doing better in all 7 states compared to where the early voting numbers looked at this point 4 years ago. You're also seeing it in the polling. President Trump is polling better nationally and polling better in all 7 states than he was at this point 4 years ago and 8 years ago. But here's my disclaimer to anyone out there: you see a poll that shows your candidate up, campaign like you're behind no matter what.
All right, Doug Collins, Georgia guy, competitive state. What are you seeing there? What don't, as Dagan would say, what don't we know?
I think there's 2 things. Number one, what you do know is you see they're pulling Harris off the campaign trail to actually prepare for interviews, and you're only 14 days out from election. Number 2, in Georgia, yesterday's polling, and I agree with Lee, we're down. We got to all get out and vote. But in polling in Georgia, they had a 17.8% African-American number undecided. That's not an undecided number. That's the number that said, I just don't like the Democratic Party. I'm not voting.
Boom.
Chicka-boom. 3 great congressmen. Jason Chaffetz, Lee Zeldin, Doug Collins, thanks for being with us. We appreciate it.